Vamos a dar pase a el siguiente segmento de esta edición de la beca universitaria Generación del Bicentenario y estamos empezando con la Universidad Queen Mary de Londres. Es una universidad pública británica de investigación, una de las más prestigiosas del mundo. Tiene mucho renombre específicamente por escuelas de medicina y la odontología.
Yo
¿Estás en
inicio
vivo?
mientras Joana vaya llegando a la presentación. Entonces, pues mucho gusto a todos y gracias a Lilian y a Pronabec por esta oportunidad de hablar con ustedes. Mi nombre es David Thomas y yo estoy aquí en México. Yo soy un representante de la universidad aquí en América Latina. Entonces, pues Joana, no sé, con la sesión en unos momentos más y ella puede dar aún más detalle. Pero mientras ella llegue, voy a dar inicio a lo que es la presentación. Entonces, como bien comentó Lilian, Queen Mary es una universidad en la mera ciudad de Londres. Y aquí es un poco la historia de la universidad. Se estableció en 1785, entonces mucha historia. Inicialmente fue un colegio médico y hasta la fecha de hoy es una de las universidades de medicina más famosas y más reconocidas en el mundo. St. Bartholomew's Hospital en Londres es de las más reconocidos en todo el país. Y es una área todavía muy importante de la oferta académica de Queen Mary. Y durante toda la historia de la universidad han tenido 8 premios Nobel asociados con la universidad. Entonces, como bien comentó Lilian en la introducción, es una universidad de alto nivel académico y pues un miembro del Russell Group de universidades, que es el equivalente del Ivy League de Estados Unidos. Entonces, una universidad con mucha reputación, mucha historia, pero también está a la vanguardia de nuevos desarrollos en áreas tanto médicas como en tecnológicas y otras áreas. El perfil global de la universidad es muy bueno. Entonces, la población por hora son unos 28,000 estudiantes y 48% de ellos son de fuera de Gran Bretaña. Desde que el Reino Unido salió de la Unión Europea, pues contamos también los estudiantes que llegan de todas partes de Europa. Entonces, es un porcentaje muy alto de estudiantes desde diferentes partes del mundo, hasta 162 nacionalidades. Entonces, realmente una experiencia súper internacional. Quizás Londres es la ciudad internacional por excelencia en todo el mundo. Es una ciudad muy multicultural, con personas, habitantes, profesionales, gente de todas partes del mundo. Entonces sí, viven esa experiencia pues en una universidad muy británica, tradicional, pero también en un ambiente multicultural e internacional, que es muy interesante. Veo que Joan está llegando, entonces le voy a dar paso para que ella pueda continuar con la presentación mientras se vaya conectando su audio. I started the presentation because we were live when I joined. So yeah.
Okay.
So I've got to this page only. I'll just give a brief overview of Queen Mary. So I'll hand over to you now. I was speaking in Spanish, but as I said to Lilian, anybody has any questions or doubts, les puedo contestar en español. So over to you, Joanne. Thanks very much.
Okay. David, are you okay to change the slides for me as we go through?
Oh, yes, because I'm sharing. Absolutely. Yeah, you tell me. Yes, I'm already sharing.
Okay, I'll let you know when I want to go to the next.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody. My name's Joanne Waller. I'm one of the regional managers from Queen Mary University of London. I'm actually covering today for my colleague Anita Walton, who is the regional manager for Latin America. And at the end of the session today, I'm going to give you her email address in case there's any questions you'd like to ask Anita after the session today. I'm sure David's given you some excellent information on Queen Mary already. But we're on this page now, so I'll go through some of the information. So Currently, Queen Mary University of London, we are ranked 14th in the UK and 117th in the world rankings. So if you think there's thousands upon thousands of universities worldwide, to be in the top 150 universities in the world, this is very high ranking, and it just goes to show what an excellent university Queen Mary is. We are a member of the Russell Group. So the Russell Group universities in the UK, these are the top 24 research institutions in the UK. And one of the rankings you can see on the screen is that we are 5th in the REF. And what this means is we are 5th in the UK for our research excellence output. So we are a research intensive university. We have around 28,000 students studying at Queen Mary at the moment, and 48% of these come from overseas. So about half of our student body is actually international and from 162 different nationalities. So we're very proud of our diversity and the international experience that our students will have studying at Queen Mary. If we can go to the next slide. So what opportunities are available for you at Queen Mary? You can see on this slide a view of London, and this view that you can see, you can actually see from our campus. So we are a central London university, and with that you'll have access to a city experience in the UK, and also really good links with industry. You know, a lot of international organisations, they have their head offices in London. So if you're looking to do things like placements, you're looking for graduate jobs when you finish your studies, we're an excellent university to be at because we are in such a central location. It's really easy for you to access sort of companies in London, and we do have many of those come and speak at the university. Right? Study at Queen Mary. We have a wide range of subject areas at the university. So for most programs that you're looking for, you should find an option at the university. We have 19 schools in total, and these are split between 3 faculties. So the faculties we have are humanities and London, which is our medicine and dentistry faculty. So key areas to highlight to you, for example, we have the School of Law, which is very well known at Queen Mary. It's internationally recognised because we're a top 30 world law school. So if you're interested in this subject area, Queen Mary would be one of the best universities that you could study at. We're also always ranked in the top 5 in the UK for medicine and dentistry subjects. We are very popular for programs in our computer sciences fields as well. So we have a lot of demand at the moment for our programs in artificial intelligence and data science. So you can see there's a wide range of majors that you can study with us. I recommend that you go onto our website homepage where we have the course finder. There's a whole list of courses you can pick from, and you can go onto those course pages and you can see the different modules that you study on each course. So I really recommend that you have a look on there. Next slide. Thank you. And this is an aerial shot of Mile End. So Mile End, this is where our campus is in London. So basically in London, you have 6 zones. Zone 1 is the most central, and we are in Zone 2. So what this means for you is that we're about 15 minutes on the London Underground from our campus to the very centre of London. The area that you can see that's shaded out in grey, this is our actual campus. So this is significant because if you're looking to study in London, most universities in London, they don't have an integrated campus like what we have at Queen Mary. You'll find that buildings are spread out around the city. You might have your teaching buildings in one part of the city and then your accommodation in another area. At Queen Mary, everything is located in the same place. So you have your accommodation on campus next to the classrooms. The library is there, which is open 24 hours a day. And also the gym is on campus. And we have student facilities like cafes and shops as well. In the background, you can see another shaded area, which is the School of Medicine and Dentistry. So this is attached to the Royal London Hospital, which is one of the sort of most famous hospitals in London. and it's about a 15-minute walk from the main campus. Next slide, please. And this is the tube map of London. So it can be quite disorientating when you first see it. I can see that David's smiling. I'm sure David's very familiar with the tube map of London. So it is disorientating when you first see it. But honestly, within a couple of weeks, you'll know it off the top of your head. It's very easy to navigate around London. And most people that live in the city, well, the vast majority of people that live in the city, they do use public transport to get around because it's very safe and it's very quick. Literally, tube trains come along every 2 minutes. And you can see on the map, there's some numbers. Number 1 is where our campus is, Mile End. And you can see number 4, that's where the very centre of London is. So a few things to mention is, even though we do have this main campus at Mile End, in total, technically, we have 5 campuses in London. So 3 of these are attached to hospitals. So most of you won't need those unless you're studying medicine subjects. And then we have another one, which is for postgraduate law, which is in Holborn, which is the very centre of London, and that's at number 4. And that's basically, if you're going to study an LLM at Queen Mary, you would be based there, and it's where all the legal firms are in London, because we want our students to have easy access to those legal firms. Many of them do internships and placements at those legal firms, and also those legal firms come into our building to speak to our students on a regular basis, and some of them are Queen Mary alumni as well, which is great, and we can put you in touch with those very easily. But yeah, don't be alarmed by the tube map of London. This is something that you will memorize very quickly, believe it or not. So can we have the next slide, please? And this gives you sort of more of a visual map of London and where our different campuses are. Something to mention, as well as the city centre being close to the campus, you also have another area called Stratford. So if you look in the top right-hand corner, there you can see it says Olympic Stadium. So Stratford is important because it's where the Olympic Park is. It's where West Ham Football Club play. So if you like Premiership football, there is a football club nearby to the campus. And it's where the Olympic swimming pool is, which our students can access. So getting to Stratford, it takes 5 minutes on the London Underground from our campus. It's just one stop. And we do have some postgraduate accommodation there as well, if you did want to live off the main campus. And something to mention about Stratford is that it's where Westfield Shopping Mall is, which is the biggest shopping mall in Europe. So if you think you want to go shopping, you want to go to some indoor restaurants, you want to go bowling, or you want to go to the cinema, you can do that within 5 minutes of our campus. And you can sort of like take a break from your classes in between classes and go there very quickly and come back if that's something you want to do. But also getting around the city is very quick as well. And this is the map of Mile End campus again, but what I want to go through with you is just to give you an idea of the buildings. So the buildings in purple, these are our teaching buildings. The buildings that you can see in orange, these are student facilities. So these are things like the gym, the library, the cafes, the restaurants, the health centre, advice and counselling. And then the buildings in red that you can see, this is the student village. So this is all our student accommodation that's on campus. And you can see it's next to Regent's Canal. So Regent's Canal, it's a lovely river canal that goes down the side of the campus. You get lovely views from our accommodation, and many of our students like to use it to go like exercising, so to run and to cycle down the canal. And 15 minutes walk away is Victoria Park, which is one of the biggest parks in London, and it's certainly the biggest park in the east of London, where we're based. So you have a lot of green space around the campus as well. So if you're thinking you would like to stay in our accommodation either on campus or at Stratford, which is only 5 minutes away, prices range from £132 per week, which is very reasonable. It includes your bills. So all your bills are covered. So if you think electricity, water, gas heating, Wi-Fi, that's all included in your bills, and also cleaning of the communal areas and your contents insurance as well for your possessions. There is security on campus 24 hours a day. So if you were to lock yourself out of your accommodation, there is always someone there to help you and let you back in. And that's all included in the accommodation fee. So when you apply to Queen Mary, after an offer is made to you, we'll invite you to apply for the accommodation if you wish to do so. And you'll be able to apply from March onwards. We make the allocations of the accommodation in July. So that means once you've made your accommodation, you've told us what your preferences are, what type of accommodation you want. We try and fit you as well as we can with your preferences, and then we make the allocations from July. When we make you an offer of accommodation, you then accept the offer, and then you have to pay a £300 deposit just to reserve your room for September. There's no pressure to stay in our accommodation. If it's something you want to do, that's great. It's convenient for most students. Most students find it's a very reasonable price for staying in central London. But if you want to live in private accommodation, make other arrangements, is absolutely fine. We also have students that commute into campus every day. And also our accommodation service are also happy to advise on private accommodation options if you should need them. Next slide, please. And to talk about some of the other facilities that we have available to you on campus. So something that most students choose to access is the Career Centre. So the Career Centre is open Monday to Friday. You can make a one-to-one appointment with an advisor. This is so you can start your career planning during your studies at Queen Mary. But also, if you're thinking you'd want to take up a part-time job, whilst you study, the Career Centre can also help you with applications to that. We do actually have some schemes on campus like the Student Ambassador Scheme that students can join and get paid work in the university on campus. So that's something to look into if you'd be interested in that. But we're kind of more interested in preparing you for when you graduate. So some of the things the Career Centre does is it invites some of the big companies in the UK to come and speak to our students. So we do like exhibitions and fairs where you can go around speaking to employers. They also do presentations to students. Our careers advisors, when you make an appointment with them, they can do interview skills with you. If you have an interview coming up, they can practice with you. They can help you prepare your CV and make applications to jobs and graduate jobs. The other thing to mention is when you graduate from Queen Mary, we don't just leave you on your own. For the next 2 years, you can access the Careers Centre still and get their advice and support as you would as a student on campus. And we also have the Queen Mary Network, which works like LinkedIn, where all our alumni are on it, and you can set up a profile and you can contact our alumni and they can tell you a bit more about the career fields they're working in. They're always happy to answer questions from current students, and it could be a good way to build your careers network while you're studying with us and after you graduate as well, because once you become an alumni, you can be on the Queen Mary Network still. We have a gym on campus, which you can join. So there's a mixed gym, there's a female only gym, and there's exercise classes that run throughout the week. We have shops on campus where you can do some grocery shopping. We have a health centre as well, where you can register with the doctor. So the health centre is on campus. So if you need to make an appointment with a doctor, you can go there. We've also recently had a vaccination centre on campus. So if you need to get your COVID vaccinations up to date when you're studying with us, that's possible at Queen Mary. And we also offer free testing to students as well and to staff. So we give out free rapid tests that everyone can use. So they sort of regularly test while they're studying. We have cafes and restaurants on site. We have a student union, which we advise you to join. The student union is run by students and it's there to represent your rights while you're studying at the university. It also offers you discounts around London, so you can get a student union card and get 10% discount of things like cinema and shopping in London. Another thing that you might want to do is get an Oyster Card, which you can use for public transport. And as a student, you get access to 20% discount on public transport around London. So this is another saving for when you're going out and about. The Student Union also runs all the societies and sports teams at the university. So if you have a particular hobby or interest and you want to find like-minded students, make some more friends that way, you could join one of these societies or teams whilst you're at university. You're also able to create a society. There isn't one that covers a particular interest for you. It's something that you could start through the Student Union. We have an advice and counselling service. So this is if you're experiencing any difficulties whilst you're studying with us and you need that extra support, you can go and speak to a counsellor, and it's confidential. But also within advice and counselling, they do give advice on student visas. So if you need to make any changes to your visa while you're studying, or you just need some advice because you're not really sure what to do, you can speak to an advisor on that and they can help you. And then, of course, as already mentioned, we do have a library that's open 24 hours a day. So you are welcome to study anytime, day or night, at Queen Mary. The only day it's closed is Christmas Day, which I'm sure most of you would want to be celebrating rather than studying on that day. But it is there for you. And this is important, you know, when you've got exams and assignments coming up, that you can access it anytime. Next slide, please. Okay, so I hope we've given you some useful information about Queen Mary. There is going to be time for questions, and you're welcome to get in touch with us, myself and David, after the session today, and we're happy to help you. If you decide you want to make an application to Queen Mary, once you've gone on our website and you've viewed our course options, what we'll need from you is a completed application form. So if you're going to apply for a master's, for example, you can select the course online, and then it takes you to the online application form, and we need you to complete that. And you attach some documents to the application. So what we need from you is your degree, certificate and transcripts from university. If these are in Spanish, we'll need them translated into English language. So we'll need an original copy from your university, but we'll need you to also go visit an official translator who can sign and stamp the translation, so we know it's official. We'll need those in English language as well. We'll need your referee details. So a referee is usually somebody from your university who taught you. Sometimes we do accept employer referees as well if you've been out of university study for some time. We'll need a personal statement from you. So a personal statement is usually 1 page of writing about, you know, why you want to study the program, you know, why this specific subject, why Queen Mary, what your future career plans, how you're going to use the knowledge that you gain through your studies. It tells us a little bit about you and, you know, your passion for the subject and your future plans. We need a copy of your CV, so we can see a bit about your background, your education background and your working background. And then finally, we need your English language certificate. So we accept a wide range of English language qualifications at Queen Mary. The most common ones are IELTS or the PTE Academic or TOEFL. All of the schools that we accept are on our website. But again, if you have any questions about English language certificates that we accept in the schools, you're welcome to contact us and we'll let you know what we need from you. Okay, next screen, please. Okay, so on the screen now, I've put the contact details for my colleague Anita, who is the regional manager. I'm the regional manager for the Middle East, but you know, you're welcome to contact me as well if you need to. But Anita's probably your best point of contact because she helps all the students from Peru. Anita couldn't join us today because she's actually on annual leave. She's taking some holiday, so that's why I'm covering for her. But yeah, you can contact her directly at latinamerica@qmul.ac.uk. So that's everything from me. So David, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think you've covered everything very clearly, Joanne. Thanks very much. Yeah, it'd be good for me to be on with you. So thanks very much for the presentation. I don't know if there's any questions, Liliane, that we need to answer.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you, David, for your presentation. We have actually almost all the questions were answered during your presentation, but we have 3 about master's degree or PhD in neuroscience.
In neuroscience. Yeah, sure. So let me just, I'm just gonna make
also, electrical engineering or renewable energy?
Neuroenergy. So we teach neuroscience at undergraduate level at Queen Mary, but we don't at the moment have a master's in the subject, I'm afraid. What I'd recommend is if you go onto our website, you can go onto the School of, we call it the School of Behavioural Sciences, Biological and Behavioural Sciences. And on there we have some programs which are more like psychology based for masters, but unfortunately we don't teach neuroscience at master's level at the moment. Do we have any more questions, Lillian?
There's one there about electrical engineering and renewable energy.
Electrical engineering, yes, we do. So these, thank you, David. So the programs that we have, masters in these subject areas, is we have a program called Advanced Electronic and Electrical Engineering. That's one option. The other program that we have is a master's in Sustainable Energy Systems that you can also apply to. So I really recommend that you go onto the course finder, which is on the homepage of the university, which is www.qmul.ac.uk. But if you just put Queen Mary into search, you'll find it very easily. You can type, you'll have to change on the course finder, it's postgraduate. When you do that, you can type any subject that you're interested in. It'll come up with all the related links. But yes, we teach electrical engineering at masters and also sustainable energy systems as well.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you for your participation, Joan. David, we look forward to seeing you at the next fair next year.
Thank you.
Recordamos a nuestra audiencia que en la página web de la universidad mostrada durante la presentación y que en este momento también está proyectándose el dato de contacto, pueden obtener toda la información referida a las maestrías y doctorados, sobre todo en medicina, ciencia, tecnología y derecho, y así también como los requisitos de idioma, las certificaciones académicas para poder ingresar a primero. Ojalá que muchos peruanos pronto puedan estar en Queen Mary, que puedan destacar en el mundo aprovechando todo el conocimiento que ellos nos brindan. Regresamos en breve con la siguiente exposición. Muchas gracias.